They asked the flight attendant to look out the window at the wing to see if they could see liquid leaking out of the wing, but they came up short with no signs of leakage. The pilots concluded that the readings were misleading. They continued to monitor the situation, thinking their readings weren't true to the situation, but the flight attendants couldn't see that the right-hand engine was leaking fuel. Opening up the crossfeed valve was a mistake which now allowed for the left-hand wing fuel tank to leak out of the right engine, but the pilots didn't know. Inside the right engine, a pipe was ruptured due to the intense vibration. A hydraulic line wasn't stowed properly in the engine and had been rubbing against the fuel pipe ever so slightly for the entire flight, eventually causing the pipe to burst. Both oil and fuel were leaking. The warning messages were correct. The pilots remained calm, thinking the readings were erroneous. They followed procedure, running checklists and communicating with ATC. Fuel quantity continued to drop. By now, they had lost over 12 tons of fuel. Young First Officer Dick Dagger suggested carrying out the standard fuel leak procedure, which would mean descending down to 20,000 feet. Experienced Senior Officer Captain Robert declined, saying if there was a leak, they needed to stay high. They would need all the time they could get. Warning, right engine failure. Captain Robert fixes the cross-feed valve and throttles all the way up. He needed to climb as high as he could with the little fuel he had left. They radioed it in. It was then they truly realized their lives and the lives of over 300 people on board were in their hands. 240 kilometers away from the island and almost no fuel left, the pilots radioed in, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.